Hey, what's up, everybody? I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a pretty interesting show in store for you guys. Before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. And as you guys know, Skip Bayless made some news a few months ago after we found out that he was going to be leaving FS1 after, 7 or 8 years with the network. And it was pretty big news, right? But it all seemed to happen so fast because just a year prior, the network decided to let go of Shannon Sharpe. Now, what's interesting about that is, at the time, we felt that Skip Bayless pushed Shannon out the door. But then we're hearing later on that, as a matter of fact, it had nothing to do with Skip Bayless in terms of it being his decision for them to make Shannon Sharpe leave. But in the aftermath of Skip getting fired, and then they did a reshuffling, the show went from being called Undisputed to the Facility. A lot of people were then wondering, well, what's going to happen with Skip Bayless? Because at the time, if you were looking at his YouTube numbers, his show wasn't really doing so well, but he was doing very well on Twitter, funny enough. And then over like the last month, Skip started posting again, and his video started getting 100,000 views, 200,000 views. I'm like, whoa, okay, well, looks like Skip is beginning to make a comeback. But apart from that, we didn't really know what was going on. Now, I think on his last day on the show, Skip said, and I can't find his tweets at the top right now, but he said something to the effect of, been working on something pretty big. Stay tuned. You know, he's working on something pretty big. But at the time, none of us really knew what he was talking about until just recently. And literally, I just found this out just today. I had no idea that this had happened. But essentially what happened was, apparently, Skip Bayless landed a new gig with the sports media giant, and Barstool Sports, which is a pretty big sports media company. And it turns out that's the company that he's going to be working for. And I think he actually got introduced on the show. Excuse me. Yeah, he got introduced on the show, on the podcast called Pardon My Take. And they actually interviewed Skip Bayless. I'm actually watching the interview. It's an extensive interview, very long. This interview is 2.5 hours. So it's a very long show. But essentially, they host Skip Bayless, and he basically, and actually in the beginning of it, they did release a second clip where they're actually walking him, showing him around the studio, and it's like, this is his new place. So it seems like Skip Bayless is actually making a comeback. So what we want to do now is want to play a little bit of the behind the scenes footage and some of the things that were said about Skip Bayless joining Barstools, and then want to come back and react to what he had to say. Take a listen to that there.
Okay, we now welcome on a very special guest in studio. It is Skip Bayless. Never thought we'd see the day, but he's here in the flesh. Skip, we got a lot of questions, but let's start with something easy. Warm us up.
Okay.
Is Dak Prescott a Super Bowl winning quarterback?
By the way, could I jump in before I answer that question?
Yeah, go for it.
This is surreal to me.
To you?
Yeah,
surreal
because,
to us. Yeah,
for similar reasons. So I was blessed to break through in this business for the first time really in about 2010 into 2011, which was the Tim Tebow run through that NFL season. And on First Take, we started to crush. And we took over the sports media world. And then Stephen A. joined me the following year. We took it up a level. And it dawned on me last night as I was thinking about joining you guys that you guys were in the rightest place at the rightest time, and you became, if I may, Stephen A. and Skip. Like you took over as I was leaving Stephen A. to go to Fox and FS1, you guys rose to the top of the sports media world right on time. And so it's bizarre to me in a surreal way that I'm on with you, because I honor what you guys have achieved, because I know what it feels like to be where you are now. And I congratulate you on that.
You.
And it takes some luck. It does take
big time
some
luck.
Right place, right time.
Yes. Yeah.
And you were right on schedule to do what you did in this world as I was in the linear TV world.
And I would say that your career helped our career in the fact that you guys would have the dumbest debates sometimes not, sometimes real, sometimes, would you say sometimes dumb?
No, I would.
When you did
I can't go dumb.
LeBron versus MJ and horse.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I got you
we
there.
Did LeBron. No, we did him playing one-on-one.
Okay, one-on-one.
Yeah.
But no, I think we
Because
found a niche.
MJ would destroy him in one-on-one. That's just me. Okay,
Yeah.
if you want to do that, I'll do it.
But the niche that we found is that we just talk sports like two regular guys.
Okay,
And
all right.
and it helped that we could kind of
You
play
did.
off of the
You
debate
did.
shows.
Well, you took a title. And I'm proud to say I was responsible for half of your title and the origin of it.
Yes, you were.
I
Yes.
actually
Pardon my
didn't realize that until I think 2 weeks into the show. I was like, wait, we're called Pardon My Take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we got a
Interruption
cease and
first
desist
take.
from
Yeah.
ESPN, and we're like,
Okay.
PFT was like, "What's this?" I was like, "Well, we did rip off the name."
But you ripped it off in like a fun way.
Yeah.
Like,
So you heard what Skip had to say there, right? What are my thoughts on this? First of all, I got to say, I'm surprised. I'm surprised that Skip was able to find something so soon, to be honest with you. Number two, I was surprised that he was able to find such a big platform. Barstools is a pretty big deal, right? They have a very, very big platform. And just to kind of put all of this in context for you, the interview that I'm referring to here in today's show, get this interview thus far, after being published 3 days ago, has 213,000 views. Now, why is that important? Why is that important? It's important because it means that Skip is now on a platform that can give him some good visibility. That's number one. Number two, as I was listening to the interaction between him and the gentleman on that show, you could see that there was a totally different energy in the room. It wasn't the FS1 energy and all of that. It was something quite different. And they also revealed some other information, which is that Skip is working on different shows, which means that Barstools must really believe in what Skip is doing. And I think what's happening is that Skip is now going to be ingratiated and integrated into this new form of media in a way that he had never been before. And he's going to be working with guys that essentially understand how to do how to do this job properly. I'll give you guys an example of what I mean. If you look at Shannon Sharp, yes, Shannon Sharp has his own show, but he's also with The Volume. At least I think he mentioned something about his contract expiring soon, but he's been with The Volume. Colin Coward, The Volume. And they really know how to deploy these podcasts and monetize them and scale them. So for the fact that Skip is actually working with an established brand that understands how to really scale these shows, I think is going to work in his favor. I listened to maybe half of his segment in that interview. He seemed like Skip Bayless. Now, he wasn't necessarily debating with anyone, but he still had his wits about him. He was still sharp. And I think he did a good job. So for me, I think that this is a good opportunity for Skip Bayless. He clearly has no intention of retiring. This is clearly his passion. And look, if this is something that Skip is passionate about, then I think he should go at it and give it his 100%. You got to respect that, right? Skip actually enjoys what he does. And this is what he's doing. And also, I want to say something as well. In the midst of Skip leaving FS1 and the whole Shannon Sharp thing, Skip has done a good job just kind of flying below the radar, not really talking about it. He talks about it if it's brought up, but he doesn't really talk about these people. This is really, over the last month is when I'm really hearing him kind of break his silence on some of these issues. So for me, it's good news, good news for Skip. Get your money over there, keep doing your thing, and I wish him all the best. So the question to the audience is the following: what do you think about Skip Bayless joining Barstool Sports, and do you think that he's going to continue to strive and do well? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section, and we catch you guys on the next show.